Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NewBeeDrone BLV3 HP prototype flight controller that just came out and I just got a couple days ago. First off, I want to say this exact flight controller will never be available to the public, and yes, that is true. This exact flight controller will only be a test flight controller, and that is because we are testing out a VTX with this flight controller to see if such a small micro flight controller can handle such a high output of VTX, and I'll get into that a little bit later, how much output this thing has. But this exact board, like I said, will never be available to the public, only for testing. The final production of this flight controller is going to be even better than this one, and it's going to have more features than this one. So good things to come, but this exact flight controller will never be available to public, only for testing purposes. I'd like to take a look at what HP stands for. What NewBeeDrone was meaning by HP is high performance, and what they're meaning by high performance is up to 400 milliwatts of VTX power output, and that is pretty insane for such a small whoop board, and that is awesome because that will give us less of a limit on how far we can fly with these little drones, and we'll be able to fly a lot further, being that we'll have a lot more range with video. There are 3 settings on this board as far as VTX output. There's going to be 5 milliwatts, 25 milliwatt, and up to 400 milliwatt of output. And I know some of you guys were saying you wanted 25 milliwatts of output exactly, so that's exactly what you have in here. So like I said, 5 milliwatt, 25, and then up to 400 milliwatt if you're wanting to go out further. When putting out so much power as far as VTX power, up to 400 milliwatt, you can expect one of these little boards to get very hot. And that is why NewBeeDrone did come up with a solution, and that is the newest VTX technology, the VTX Smart Max Power Output technology, which is a PID-based reader on here that reads the temperature of the flight controller. And what it does is if you're flying out and you're running 400 milliwatts of VTX output, but the board is getting a little bit too hot, maybe because you didn't start flying right away or anything like that, what this board will do is if you get out there, the board's getting too hot, instead of it just overheating and malfunctioning, it will actually pull that VTX output power down just a little bit, and so you can keep in the air and not just crash and burn up a board. Like I said, this flight controller right here is a prototype, and this exact flight controller will never be available to the public, but you can be happy because there's going to be more awesomeness on the final flight controller, and more awesomeness than just the 400 milliwatt VTX power. You guys are definitely going to like it. It's going to be an awesome final product. The only thing, unfortunately, that I can go over is the 400 milliwatt VTX output, but I guarantee you, you guys are going to like the final version. I haven't been as excited about a drone product as I am the final version of this flight controller in a long time. I know you guys are going to like it. Unfortunately, I can't go into more than the VTX on this new flight controller, but the final version is going to have more awesome specs, and I can't wait. I trust you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If I can answer them, I will. If you're asking about more specs on the flight controller on the final version, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to answer those. Sorry, I have to leave you guys hanging, but the only thing that I was told that I was allowed to talk about was the VTX on this flight controller. So stay tuned. There will be more videos about this exact flight controller, the prototype flight controller, maybe some flying videos, testing out that VTX, seeing how far we can go out. Hopefully the final version of this flight controller will be up before long, so you guys don't have to wait, and so I don't have to wait. Trust me, if I don't want to wait, it is going to be good. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.